How's it going, everybody? This is the Nitty Gritty. My name is Chad. With me, as usual, is Leonard. This is our show about pro wrestling, and we are returning to what we call stupid questions. Basically, we ask the other person a question that they are not prepared for, and they have to answer off the top of their head. It could be any type of question, really, but it's usually something short and sweet to answer. So I am going to start us off
Right.
on this episode. So this goes back to I think I made a statement about this on an earlier recording, but Leonard, your question is, what is more over, Cody Rhodes or his music?
Oh yeah, I remember we had talked about because I've always said like it's the Fandango phenomenon that the music was over and the entrance was over and the girl was over and everything was over but him.
So
So
before you answer, I will say
yeah,
this, and I meant to say this at the top. The reason I came up with this question is because I saw an interview, a clip of an interview, really, with Bobby Roode, who I think is done now, based on injuries. But
yeah, I believe so.
he said they were talking about his theme song, "Glorious," and he said it saved his career. He was not shy about giving that theme song the full credit that it deserved in helping his career. So I thought to myself, what other superstars could potentially say something similar, and would they? Which is another question. But that's why I came up with this one. What is more over, Cody Rhodes or his music? So take it away.
Well, again, I don't watch the current product at all, which we've talked about. So I don't even know. I don't know what his theme song is. I don't know. I don't even know what he
You
uses.
don't. I mean, it's the same thing he had in AEW.
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
The,
so
the the only Cody Rhodes theme song I know is "Smoke and Mirrors," which is great.
okay, I don't remember that one. So perhaps this was not a good question to ask, as you don't even
No, because
know
I,
what his
I
theme
I
song
have
is.
no idea what his theme song is, and I don't know what he used in AEW. Again, "Smoke and Mirrors" is the only Cody Rhodes theme song I'm aware of.
So
So,
I mean, I
so,
realize
so
that.
that song is more over than he is. Yes,
I mean, I know you watched the WrestleMania he came back and faced Seth Rollins, though.
I don't remember what the song is.
Okay.
So if I can't remember what it is, I would say the answer is no, because I don't remember what it is, even if I've heard it.
So he's had the song for a while. The band is called Downstate, I believe. Um, so I would make the argument that his music is much more over than he is. One could say that like they have this trend now in WWE to have music that crowds like to, hum along to and sing along to. Seth Rollins certainly has that going on for him as well. So I personally think that if you take away Cody Rhodes' music, you will not have him be nearly as popular as he is right now. I'm not, and that's not discounting him in the ring or his personality, all of which has translated very well to WWE now. And I give him credit for all of that. But the crowd is really in his theme music. Like,
How can he use the same theme song? Does he own the rights to it?
no, I don't. Like I said, it's a band, so it's an outside recording. It's the same reason Punk can use Living Color's Cult of
Yeah,
Personality.
yeah, call it personality. Yeah, I
They
saw.
just pay for the rights. And that band is, like I said, they're thrilled. I mean, I think they tweeted when he won the title at WrestleMania, so um, they're enjoying this for sure. Um, I mean, I don't think they have any other hits. So,
Okay.
but
Well, sometimes you only need one. So
it is kind of the Fandango effect, though.
yes. Well, I have a music question for you, so I'll give you that one now. And you can consider this either best or maybe best combination of song and wrestler. What's the best instrumental theme for a wrestler? So no lyrics, just instrumental. What's the best?
I mean, there's like obvious answers, and then there's ones that I'm partial to. I mean, some of the obvious answers are, Ric Flair's theme is certainly up there in that it goes perfectly with his entrance. But then again, it was just like much more famous, before he used it. Like, I mean, it was in 2001. So, what is that called? Thus spoke.
Also, yeah, Sprague Zarutha or something like that.
So I mean, that one comes to mind. I'm personally partial to like the 80s WWF boom. So, and unfortunately, one of my favorites is not a theme song that you really can hear on the Peacock network anymore because they just paste generic music over it because I guess they were having some issue with Jim Johnston at one point. And that's Rick Rude's theme music.
Yeah.
I loved Rick Rude's theme music. I thought it went perfectly with his character. The same could be said for Jake Roberts. Like, his theme music went perfectly with his character. So those are two that come to mind in terms of being instrumental. So is there someone that you were thinking of?
Yeah. So, I thought of Ric Flair, and also because it's also, I would guess, in the public domain or in that same vein, Pop, Pomp, and Circumstance for Randy Savage.
Yeah.
On paper, that shouldn't work for him, and Flair's music shouldn't work, but you see the entrance and you hear it, and it all works together, and it's great.
Well,
The WWF.
I was going to say Savages specifically should not have worked.
Yes.
But it did, and it was fairly recent. I was with somebody who does not know anything about wrestling, and for whatever reason, Savage's theme music came on, or a clip of him and his theme music came on, and somebody commented, "Wait, his theme music is the graduation song?" And I was like, I wanted to say, "No, the graduation song is his fucking theme music," but
yes,
I didn't say
that. Yes. Also, of the WWF era 80s stuff, Jake Roberts was my answer. Here would be a secondary question would be like, if you were, say, like a celebrity making a WrestleMania appearance and they were like, what do you want to walk out to? You can have anything we got in the catalog. Like, I would probably pick Jake Roberts' music.
Yeah. Well,
because it's just very cool, very intense. But two instrumental pieces that I also thought of. One is the Midnight Express theme, which is the theme from the movie Midnight Express.
Right.
That, especially when they would get like the laser light entrance with that, back in the day with the NWA.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. And also, I'll give you an obscure one I love. The Pursuit, which Dusty Rhodes used in the NWA around 87, 80, 86, 87, 88, I think. So I forget where that's from. But that is a kind of sounds a little bit like the Midnight Express theme as well. So
that's one I don't know in any way.
Okay,
I'm sure I've heard it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, of course, WWE always uses Common Man with anything with Rhodes. They use the Common Man Boogie, I believe, is what it's called.
Yeah.
And I think they've even dubbed that into some of the old NWA stuff. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, look up the Pursuit, Dusty Rhodes' theme from the NWA. That is a song that I looked for years. I couldn't find because I didn't know what it was called until I eventually happened upon it. So.
To come full circle, if I look that up, you have to look up some of Cody Rhodes' entrances so that you understand what I'm talking about.
You find the Pursuit, I'll find some Cody Rhodes entrances. There you go.
On a side note, since we are talking about Dusty, I watch most WWE's Most Wanted Treasures, and they had an episode recently that was all about Dusty, and Cody Rhodes was going around and like something that at least I've talked about with Eric a lot, a friend of the show, and that I don't hear people talking about nearly enough is the revisionist history that WWE commonly goes to. And like, for instance, I'll give them credit for mentioning that a lot of people thought the polka dots were a joke, but they clearly make it seem like he was this larger than life icon with the polka dots, and that wasn't the case. I mean, they mention his NWA stuff, but like the whole not the whole episode, most of the episode is about them trying to negotiate for his polka dot gear. And it's just like they end it with getting the boots and like one of his fur coats from the NWA. But like, and the guy who has the polka dot stuff, he has the black and yellow, and he has the red and yellow that he used like once. He has both sets of gear, and he doesn't want to give them it out in any way, so they have to get it on loan. But anyway, like the fact that most of it is about the polka dots is so typical WWE revisionist BS. Like the polka dots were a joke. Any fan worth their salt knows that they were a joke and that he deserved better. That's my rant, but maybe Leonard loved polka dots. Who knows?
But I think that, and I'm not defending the polka dots, but today there is a certain ilk that I think only know him for the polka dots.
You think so?
I think there's, yeah. And anyone much younger than us who know him will only know the polka dots.
I mean, that audience has got to be small, though, because I understand if, like, you grew up in the 80s and, like, my first real introduction to Dusty was probably with polka dots. But, like, along the way, there's so many different documentaries and so many different highlight tapes that show other stuff, whether it be through Dusty himself or Ric Flair. They had a big rivalry, podcasts. Anybody today that only knows him for polka dots, I would have to ask, like, how obsessed with WWE are you?
Well, and again, and we've talked about this, there are more casuals out there than you think.
I admit there's casuals,
and there are more
somebody like Dusty,
people out there than you think who only do watch WWE when they do watch, or who, when they were kids, watched WWE only, did not watch the NWA, and then stopped watching and came back, like during the Attitude Era, and then stopped watching, came back now because of their kids, etc. So I think there are more casuals and more people who came and went than you think.
I agree with that to a point, but in the case of Dusty, I can't. Like, there's no way that there's a lot of fans out there that only know his polka dot era. Like, there's too much else out there about him specifically. That would be like saying they only know Ric Flair from his 1 year in WWF. Like, I would never be able to believe that. Like, that person had to have been living under a rock where they didn't even watch WWE's documentary releases.
Now, the difference with Flair is that Flair was there during the Attitude Era for WCW, and he came back to WWE and was there with Evolution and was there for a very long time.
So when Dusty went back to the NWA, that was like, I remember Ric Flair. He was there for a year, and now he's Triple H's manager.
Yeah. No. I honestly think there's more people than you think.
If you
like that,
I will stand up and admit I'm wrong if we can find anybody like that.
I don't know. I need to commission a survey.
Now this goes back to earlier conversations that we were having about casual fans versus hardcore fans. And yes, there are a lot of casual fans out there that only know certain periods of wrestling. But in the case of, like, I don't want to say Mount Rushmore, but like in the case of like some of these top 10 guys, like not household names maybe, but like close to it, like, your Hogans or your Flairs, Dusty, Austin, people like that. Like, I can see, like, in the case of somebody like Austin, I only know him as Stone Cold. Like, I would get that because he wasn't as big of a star before then, but Dusty and Flair, I don't know. It's all right. If you love polka dots, Leonard, it's okay.
I have nothing to base it on. I don't have statistical evidence. I just think it may be more common than you think.
Well, if you only like Dusty's polka dot era, please let me know. And, I might be forced to buy another shirt. Who knows?
Okay. I'll see if I can find statistical evidence. I don't know.
in any event, let us know what you thought of our question here. Either question, we kind of combined two into one here, which is all right. And check out our other episodes, Segment Surgery, our full-length episodes, random match reviews. We're on podcasts as well. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our content. For Leonard, my name is Chad, and we will see you next week.